New for 2024 from Elite is the Ethos. The Ethos is our flagship aluminum hunting bow for this year, and we're really excited to bring it to market. We've already gotten these comments where, wow, this feels like a 35-inch axle-to-axle bow. And that's not by accident. Many of you guys are familiar with the Energy 35, which is one of the most popular Elite bows of all time. And the Energy 35 delivered a very specific string angle, and we mimicked that on the Ethos for 2024. And you may be questioning, well, this is a 33-inch axle-to-axle bow. Why does it feel like a 35-inch axle-to-axle bow? There's two main factors in the design of the Ethos bow, which is delivering a bow that feels like a 35-inch bow, but it's in a 33-inch bow package. It's the amount of bend in the limbs and the size of the cams. So an axle-to-axle measurement is a measurement from one axle to the other, but that does not determine what your string angle is. And the string angle is what you feel as an archer when you're at full draw. So that is how the string lands on your face, and it is not determined solely. Obviously it's a big factor, axle to axle, but it's not the only factor in determining what the string angle of a bow is. The size of your cams push that string angle out further, and the amount the limbs bend. So if you could imagine a 35-inch axle to axle bow, that as you draw the bow back, those limbs are bending closer and closer together. And if that cam design requires those limbs to bend 6 inches closer together, you now have a 29-inch axle-to-axle at full draw. Well, what if that same bow only required the limbs to bend 3 inches throughout the draw cycle? Now that 35-inch bow is 32 inches axle-to-axle at full draw. So it's 3 inches longer feeling than what the first example was. And those are extreme examples, but that is the philosophy that we built into the Ethos bow to deliver the string angle of a 35-inch bow, which is exactly the same as the string angle on the Ethos this year. Featured on the Ethos is our SP cam system, which allows for draw length adjustments starting at 31 inches and going all the way down to 25.5 inches of draw length. And that's adjustable in 1/4-inch increments throughout the entire range. And those are measured at the 80% let-off position, which is about halfway through your let-off adjustment range. So if you're someone who's a 31.5 and you plan on shooting at 90% let-off, the Ethos will reach out there. And then if you shorten the let-off to 80%, that's where we're getting our 31 inches at #1 mod position. But it does stretch a little bit further for those that are planning on shooting it at 90% let-off. We've got our new V3 mod system, which is an upgrade to the previous V2 version, which will be found on the Ethos. Our performance mod will come shipped on the Ethos. We'll still have our smooth mod and our 75% let-off mod available in the V3 version for the Ethos in 2024. With this new cam and mod system, you're still achieving 90% let-off, and that's adjustable down to about 70% on the performance and the smooth mods. And on the 75% mods, you're going to start off at 75% max, and you can adjust it down to about 60%. The Ethos for 2024 will really fit a wide range of archers and a wide range of uses. This is a 33-inch bow, so it's still compact, but it feels like a 35-inch bow in your hand. It can be used primarily for hunting, but target, 3D archery will be a great fit for those as well. Comes in at 4.5 pounds. You're getting really impressive speed at 340 feet per second out of a 6 3/4-inch brace height. The draw cycle is super smooth. The bow is awesome to aim and shoot. With the length of the riser on the Ethos and the overall specs, 33-inch axle-to-axle, 6 3/4-inch brace height, that feels like a 35-inch bow. The bow is a dream to aim and shoot. The forgiveness, the smooth draw cycle, it's really what Elite was built on. And for those of you that have been fans for Elite for a while, and maybe E35 was one of your favorite bows in our line, you got to pick up an Ethos. I think it's going to feel right at home.